Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Hafsyoh Aldilla with identification number 20141310005. Majoring Agribisnis, Faculty of Agriculture, Lampung University, will provide how vaccine works against COVID-19. Currently, we are facing the COVID-19 pandemic, which has had a wide impact on all aspects of people's life and the administration of the country. Various research groups around the world are racing to find a COVID-19 vaccine. Vaccine, generally, as a virus or parts of the virus that have been weakened, are injected into the body to help the immune system recognize them as invaders and learn to fight them. Meanwhile, six types of vaccine have been determined in Indonesia. The namely are PT Bio Farma, AstraZeneca, Sinopharm, Moderna, Pfizer, and Sinovac. And now, I want to show you how vaccine works into the body.
All COVID-19 vaccines being developed aim to produce immunity to the SARS-CoV-2 virus by stimulating an immune response to an antigen, usually the characteristic spike protein found on the surface of the virus. Some traditional vaccines achieve this by modifying the virus to weaken or disable it, so that when introduced to the body, an immune response can be generated to the antigen without the virus causing disease. When the immune system comes into contact with the weakened virus, its defense such as antibodies and T cells attack the virus or infected cells. In the process, the specialist memory cells take note of the specific antigen and prime the immune system to produce cells and antibody that will quickly target these proteins. So, the next time that person is exposed to the same virus, the immune system is ready to fight it off. Instead of using the whole virus, another way to trigger immunity involves using just fragments of it, like the spike proteins. The subunit vaccines have the advantage of being relatively easy and cheap to produce, are incapable of causing disease, because these fragments are not able to infect host cells. However, they are less likely to be recognized by immune cells, aimed at attacking infected cells, which means they may trigger a weaker immune response. Because of this, subunit vaccines often include chemical agents called adjuvant, which are designed to stimulate a stronger immune response, and booster shots may also be required. Not all vaccines are designed to introduce antigens to the body. Some work by using cells in a patient's body to produce the antigens themselves. Examples include viral vector vaccines and mRNA vaccines. In both cases, the goal is to get a short fragment of genetic code taken from the target pathogen, in this case the SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19, into the patient cells by hijacking the cellular mechanism. These kinds of vaccines mimic the way viruses normally reproducing during natural infection, but rather carrying copies of the virus. The cells only produce large amounts of antigen that then usually trigger a strong immune response. Viral vector vaccine achieve this by inserting the genetic code for the antigen into a harmless virus, which effectively act like a delivery system to get the code into the cells without causing disease. Vector-based vaccines can be complex to develop, but they can trigger strong immune response without the need for adjuvant. And in this theory, one type of vector can be used to deliver code for a range of different antigens, which can speed up vaccine development. Nucleic acid vaccines like mRNA and DNA vaccines also involve inserting genetic code into cells to produce antigen, using virus to deliver the code. These vaccines take a more direct approach that involves inserting the code directly into cells, either by attaching it to a molecule or by forcing it into cell using a gene gun. The vaccines can be quick and cheap to develop, but they are relatively new technology. With hundreds of COVID-19 vaccines now in development, it's likely that a mixture of different approaches will be needed in order to stop the global spread of this coronavirus and end the pandemic.
It is known, on January 12 yesterday, as many as 15 million Sinovac vaccine in bulk arrived in Indonesia, and over time will be followed by other types of vaccine. And on January 13, our President Joko Widodo was the first person to receive the vaccine, which will to be continued by those who are at the forefront of handling COVID-19, including medical personnel, contact tracing paramedic, and public servants including the TNI, Polri, and other law enforcement agency which reaches 3.4 million people. The following is a video of Pak Jokowi's statement after being vaccinated.
Setelah kita melakukan vaksinasi perdana ini, nanti akan terus dilanjutkan vaksinasi di seluruh provinsi, kabupaten, dan kota di seluruh tanah air. Vaksinasi perdana ini dilakukan setelah kita mendapatkan izin penggunaan darurat, emergency use authorization dari BPOM, dan juga telah keluarnya fatwa halal dari Majelis Ulama Indonesia. Kami mengucapkan terima kasih yang sebesar-besarnya. Vaksinasi COVID-19 ini penting kita lakukan untuk memutus rantai penularan virus corona ini dan memberikan perlindungan kesehatan kepada kita dan keselamatan, keamanan bagi kita semuanya, masyarakat Indonesia, dan membantu percepatan proses pemulihan ekonomi. Terakhir, meskipun telah dilaksanakan vaksinasi, saya ingin mengingatkan kembali tentang pentingnya disiplin terhadap protokol kesehatan. Ini tetap terus kita lakukan. Memakai masker, mencuci tangan, menjaga jarak, dan menghindari kerumunan. Saya rasa itu yang bisa saya sampaikan pada kesempatan yang baik ini. Sekali lagi, saya juga ingin mengucapkan terima kasih yang sebesar-besarnya kepada Profesor Dr. Abdul Muthalib yang tadi menyuntikkan vaksinnya kepada saya. Terima kasih. Saya tutup. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The information earlier, as well as ending our meeting. I, Siti Hafsyoh Aldilla, excuse myself, thank you, and goodbye.